Hi, and welcome to week 12, workout 2. This week's focus is building endurance. We'll be working through some lower body sets and then some upper body sets. For each set of exercises, we'll be building progressively on a particular exercise. So really working the same muscle group with a variety of exercises. You'll need some light to moderate weights. We won't go too heavy on these exercises today, as we'll be doing 15 reps, moving in from one exercise to the next for 5 different exercises in each sequence. For the lower body exercises, we'll be doing a squat sequence, a deadlift sequence, and a lunge sequence. For the upper body exercises, we'll be doing a chest and shoulders sequence, a back sequence, and biceps and triceps. Then we'll get down on the mat, we'll do some ab work, and we'll finish with stretching. For equipment today, like I said, you'll need a variety of light to moderate weights. You'll also need a couple of different resistance bands if you have them in different weights. If you've only got one resistance band, we can work with that. You'll need your bench or just a mat on the floor if you don't have a bench. And then for stretching, if you've got those yoga blocks, grab them. If you don't have any, no problem. And also your strap. So go ahead and gather your equipment and meet me back here for a warm-up. For our warm-up today, we're going to learn all the exercises that we'll be doing in the workout. You can use some light weights if you have them, like 3 to 5 pounds to warm up with. If you don't have any light weights, we can do this warm-up without any resistance at all. So we're going to start with that squat sequence. I'll walk you through each of the squat exercises that we'll be doing in the workout. Let's start with no weights at all. We're going to start with an air squat. So you're going to stand with your feet just a little bit wider than hip width apart, or your natural squat position. Start with your arms down by your sides, and we're going to reach those arms up as you come into your squat. Just bringing the arms up to maybe a little higher than shoulder height. This will be the first exercise in our squat progression. And as we move through each exercise, you have the option to add weight in the warm-up if you'd like, or you can do the whole warm-up with 0 resistance. Our next exercise will be a goblet squat. We're gonna just warm up without a weight at all, but when you have that weight for a workout, it's gonna be a moderate weight. You'll hold it at your chest with your feet close together. Our first goblet squat will be narrow. So feet close together. You want to make sure that you are keeping your knees and ankles in alignment. So that means that your knees aren't caving in or going out to the sides as you're coming into your squat. And because this is a more narrow squat, you might not get as deep as you're used to getting in your squat. So really focus on keeping your chest up, your back straight, just maintaining that good squat form. From there, we'll move into your traditional goblet squat position, still keeping the weight at your chest, but just coming a little bit wider with the feet. In our workout with weights, we'll be doing 15 reps of each exercise, one time through. So that's 5 different positions of squats for 15 reps each. Moderate weight, not heavy today since we're doing so many reps, but work with what you have on hand. Our next position will be a wide goblet squat. So again, you'll have that weight at your chest. You're just coming a little bit wider, same squat form. So it's a slight hinge at the hip. And as we come wider, you just want to make sure that your knees are going in line with your toes. Still keeping that chest up and back straight. Let's get 2 more to warm up. And then our final position will be a plie squat. So it's a little bit different than this wide squat. We're gonna come a bit wider, a little bit more turned out, and you're gonna keep your spine upright. So instead of doing that forward hinge, you're gonna imagine you're just sliding down a wall. You can hold one weight low. So notice the difference between this one and the previous one. We're staying very upright, like you're sliding your back down the wall. Knees are going out towards the toes. we're slightly more turned out in the hips. So it's a little more inner thigh work than just your traditional wide squat. We'll get a couple more reps here. Last one. And those are all of your squat positions. Next, we'll be moving into our deadlifts, and we're gonna start with just a traditional deadlift. So if you've got those light weights, let's warm up with some light weights for these. For your traditional deadlift, you're gonna stand with your feet just a little bit wider than hip width apart. Weights can be in front or by your sides, but you wanna make sure you're keeping those shoulders back. We're gonna bend the hips and the knees, so hip hinge, knee bend, all the way up. So different than a squat, as we're taking that torso forward, you wanna keep your spine long, so make sure that you're not rounding your shoulders or your back. Keep the weight in your heels as you come up and squeeze those glutes. So this is our traditional deadlift, and next we'll be moving into a Romanian deadlift, which means we're gonna keep those knees straight, just soft, not locked, hinge from your hip. And back up, same position with the arms. Palms can be facing in or weights can be in front of your body. Not too much knee bend, so you're just keeping that soft knee position. You'll feel a little more stretch through the back of your hamstrings. You might not go as low as you did on that first one, but just really listen to your lower back. Let's get two more. One, and then we'll be coming into a wide leg deadlift. So we're staying parallel, meaning the toes are forward, soft knees, hinge from the hip. So a little bit of knee bend here, not too much, more of that forward bend, hinge from the hip, pushing the hips back behind you, and keep the back straight. So feet are wider than hip width. Let's get three more, and then we'll be moving into some kickstand deadlifts. Last one. Now for kickstands, you want, again, that hip width stance. You're gonna take your right foot, line your toe up with your left heel, and then do your deadlift from there. Same position. So pushing the hips back. That body position stays the same, meaning the posture is shoulders back, back straight. You're using that right leg as a kickstand, meaning it's just there for balance, but most of the weight is in the opposite side. Let's switch sides and warm up the other side. Hinge and up. Make sure you're breathing. And squeeze those glutes at the top, both sides. We'll get a few more, and then we'll be moving into some single leg deadlifts, which will complete our deadlift sequence. Last one. So you started with those kickstands. We're gonna move that into a deadlift, single leg. So you can start in that kickstand position. Weights can be by your sides. You're gonna hinge forward, lift that back leg, and bring it back down. You can just come back down into that kickstand position. So it's a straight line on the side that's lifting, bending the hip on the opposite side. Balance is a factor, so make sure you stay focused and breathe. We'll do one more to warm up here. And let's go right into the other side. Set your kickstand up first, so you've got that straight line established. Hinge from your hip and down. These take practice, so if you fall out of it, just come right back in. Now the movement is coming from bending at the hip on the side that's not lifting. So that lifting side is just coming along for the ride. It's not initiating the movement. Let's get two more. Last one. Great job. We'll be learning our lunges now. All exercises you've done before, we're just putting them together in a sequence. So we're gonna start with stationary lunges. You can keep those light weights if you have them. 1 foot back. Make sure you're establishing a straight line from shoulder to knee when you go down into your lunge. So our first exercise will be stationary lunges. And we'll be doing 15 on each side once we get into that workout. For just warming up today, let's do 2 more. Let's switch sides, set it up on the other side, straight up and down. Lunges are up and down, not forward and backward. So keep that gaze forward, shoulders pulled back. Press through that front heel. 1 more. Next, we're moving into reverse lunges. Again, keeping the weights by the sides, stepping back and forward. This adds a little bit of intensity with that step, so expect your heart rate to increase. Expect your breath rate to increase. Push off with the ball of your back foot, all the way straight. Let's get 1 more and then practice on the other side. Let's get 1 more and then we'll be moving into front lunges. Make sure you have a space to step forward, weights by your sides, stepping forward into that lunge, press through your heel to come back. It's a lot of leg work right in a row, and that is why this is an endurance workout. So again, make sure that as you're moving through those, you're thinking about what weight you want to use that is challenging, but that will allow you to get through the full sequence with good form. Switch legs. We'll do a few more on this, and then we'll be moving into some lateral lunges. 1 more front lunge. Then when we come into our lateral lunges, we'll just keep 1 weight. And you can hold that up at your chest. We're gonna step to the side and back to center. Pressing off with that foot, keeping some weight in your heel on that stationary side. Always have the option to stay stationary. So you don't have to do that lift off. You do want to keep your chest up, keep your back straight. Last one. Let's warm up the other side. We're just learning the exercises now, getting used to the movement. You should be feeling warm, thinking about what weight you're gonna use, and mentally preparing for what's to come. Stay stationary as an option. We'll do a couple more here, and then our final leg exercise will be curtsy lunges. Come back to center. Let's finish up our leg warm up with some curtsies. You can keep this weight just where you have it. You're gonna step back and at an angle. So you're crossing the midline. If that doesn't feel good for your knees, you can take another reverse lunge, or you can just be done with your lunges at this point. Make sure that you keep your shoulders and hips forward so you're not twisting. Last one. Let's warm up the other side. We have a lot of exercises to do today, but we're only going 1 time through. Last one. And those are all of your lower body exercises. Now let's do the upper body. We're gonna start with chest and shoulders. So grab those light weights, 1 in each hand, and we'll be moving from down to up. So we're gonna start on the bench or on your mat with a chest press. You will also need your bands available, so have those nearby. Warming up the chest with some light weights. The weights are by your chest. Elbows are slightly lower than your shoulders. Press up, weights together over your chest and down. Now if you're on the floor, same thing. You'll just stop when your elbows get to the floor. If you're on a bench, you might come a little bit deeper, as long as you can maintain your posture. So just make sure that if you go deeper, you don't arch your back. You want to keep your back flat on the bench. 3, 2, 1. Come to stand. Next exercise will be standing overhead press. Palms forward, all the way up overhead and down. Exhale up, inhale down. Now because we're working the same or similar muscle groups, the set is chest and shoulders, you wanna make sure that you don't go too heavy. You wanna be able to get to that fifth exercise and still have good form. So have a variety of weights nearby so you can swap them out if you need to. We wanna get every last rep today so we can really work on building endurance, even if that means going for a lighter weight in this workout. Next, we're gonna come back on the bench or on the mat with chest flies. Now keep in mind that when you're going from up to down, you wanna make sure that your heart rate isn't too high, that your breath rate isn't too high, or you might feel lightheaded. So if you're feeling really winded at this point, just take a longer break. You can always pause the video and come back when you're ready. Flies, weights are over your chest, palms facing in, weights together, flat back. Inhale, open, exhale together. And again, if you are on the floor, you're just coming as wide as you can, maybe until your elbows touch the floor. If you're on the bench, it might be a little deeper, just maintain that posture. Check in with your mid and lower back. Everything should be touching the floor. Everything should be touching the bench. Let's get 2 more and then we'll be back on your feet. Come back up. We've got an alternating front and side raise. So we're gonna start with your palms facing your hips, lifting up to shoulder height and to the side. We'll do 14 reps to make it even when we get into the workout. Let's get a couple more here to warm up, and then we've got 1 more exercise to do on the bench, which is a crush press. So this will be maybe the same or a little bit more weight than you did for your chest flies, but not as much as you did for your chest press, something in between. You're gonna start in that same chest fly position. So the weights are touching, palms are facing in, you're over your chest. You're gonna really push those weights together inward, get some inward pressure, bring the weights down to your chest and press back up. And the sequence that we do things in matters. So if you're used to doing some of these exercises with heavier weights and not getting as fatigued, just remember we are working endurance. So we're working on using that same muscle group for a lot of reps. So it's gonna feel different than when we do heavy weights and less reps. Let's get a couple more here to warm up. All right, come to your feet. Our next sequence that we'll do is back. So we're gonna use the bands for a few exercises on these. So you'll need just a light resistance band to warm up, or we can do this without any resistance at all, so you can just get a feel for the movement. We'll have a band overhead, and you're gonna have your hands in a big V, and you're gonna stretch the band down and bend your elbows. Imagine you're on a lat pull down machine, and you're just stretching down. So with the band, and it doesn't have to be a band with handles, because you're just gonna grab on there where you have maybe a little bit of slack between your hands and stretch. Coming from a V to a weird W. Thinking about angling your elbows down and back so we can really work the lat muscles. Get a couple more to warm up. All right, great job. Next one will be a lat pullover on the bench. You can do this with 1 weight or 2, depending on what you're working with. If you've got 2 weights, we're gonna be kind of in that same position that we were for the flies, but instead of over the chest, we're gonna start over the shoulders, and we're gonna pull that lower belly in so the back is flat and reach straight arms back behind and just come back to shoulder height. Exhale back, inhale, return. We wanna go back as far as we can without arching the back or bending the elbows. Just a gentle bend in the elbows is okay, so they're not locked, but this is not a tricep extension. Yes, you feel your triceps, they're helping out here, but not the primary mover. We wanna feel those lats, so keep the arms straight. Let's get 1 more to warm up. And then back on your feet. Next, we're gonna do a bent over row with a band. So a heavy band will be nice for this one, just so we can get some good resistance. And where you step matters. So if you want really good resistance, you want to step closer to the handle so you can have a little slack in between your feet. Okay, and then you might even want to cross the bands over, make a little X, because that's going to give you more resistance. You're going to bend over so your back is flat, palms are facing your body, so your elbows are going to come wide on this one. Okay. Now we're just warming up here, so you don't have to have super tight resistance on this. I want you to get that form down. So you're just pulling your elbows wide as you come back. Working the mid back, a little bit of shoulders here, also core. Let's get one more, and down. Next, we'll be doing a single arm row with a dumbbell on the bench. So you can have one knee and one hand on the bench. This would be an option. Now, if you have a chair and not a bench, you can have both feet on the floor so that you can keep that supported tabletop position of your body. Let's switch arms and I'll show you the final option, which would be freestanding. You've got your opposite leg forward. You're still leaning forward so your back is straight. And unlike the bent over row that we did with the band, on this one, we're keeping the elbow in close to the body, not coming wide to the side, but keeping it very close to the body. 3, 2, 1, and up. And the last exercise that we'll be doing for mid-back will be a reverse fly. We're gonna do this one also with a band, holding that band slightly lower than your chest with some slack on the band so that you can stretch it across and get your hands just behind your rib cage. So you wanna get that full range of motion with good form where it feels challenging but doable for 15 reps. Let's get 3 more. And then our final sequence that we're moving into is biceps and triceps. I know this is a really long workout, but I want you to learn the exercises. And since we're only going through everything once, you'll be very warmed up and ready to go. We'll start our biceps and triceps sequence with some hammer curls. You can do these with your light weights in by your sides. You've done enough of these before. You know the form. So again, what are we doing? We're keeping the elbows in close to the body. That means not swinging or using momentum. Shoulders are down. Soft knees, not locked, and good posture so you're not arching the back. That's exercise 1. Exercise 2, tricep kickbacks. We're gonna do these both at the same time. So you can have a split stance just like we did in those rows. Elbows up, kick it back. Now because we're doing both arms at the same time, so we're not supporting our body with our hands on any kind of surface, this is going to require a little more core stability and strength. So you might need a little lighter weight than what you would if you were doing just one arm at a time. Let's get 2 more. Come back to stand, palms up, biceps curls. There's a little bit of rotation here, so we're not completely in front of the body, we're a little bit out to the side. Almost full extension. So if you're watching me, it looks like I'm straightening my arms all the way, but I can feel in my body there's a little bit of bend. You don't want to fully extend with load on the elbows. Let's get a couple more here. And then we're going to come into overhead triceps extensions. You can do 2 weights together this way. Okay. So you want to get the weight behind your head, extend fully up, elbows forward. You might also just take one single weight and hold it like this, just depending on what you're working with. Let's get a couple more, and then we've just got one exercise left, and that is a lateral biceps curl. Light weights on these ones, arms out to the sides, slightly in front of your body. Curl in. Elbows are staying still in space. So you're not dropping that upper arm. It's just bending and extending from the elbow, keeping your wrists straight, shoulders away from your ears. Let's take a couple more and then your warm-up is complete. All right, great job on the warm-up. Now you know the exercises. We are gonna start with that lower body squat sequence. No weights to start. We're gonna start with that air squat and then we'll move into goblets. So have one single moderate weight nearby that you can grab for those goblets. Grab a quick sip of water and I'll meet you back here in a moment. We are ready to start our squat sequence. We've got 5 exercises, 15 reps each. We're starting with air squats, no resistance, hands by your sides, feet a little wider than hip width apart. Here we go. Arms are coming up just higher than the shoulders. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Here's 8, 10 of 15, back straight, keep that lower belly pulled in. Last 3, 2, 1. Quick little rest while we grab that weight for our goblet squats. Remember, we're doing multiple positions of these, so we're starting with narrow squats. You're gonna hold the weight right up at your chest, keep it close to your body. You've got your feet together but not touching, just a little space in between, 15 reps. Now you might not go as low like we talked about because we wanna maintain that good posture, not hinging too far forward with the torso. 5, 'Coming up on 10. All right, let's get these last 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. You can set the weight down. We'll take a little rest. Next one is going to be goblet position again, but more of your traditional squat stance, so not narrow, just a little bit wider than hip width. Grab that weight, holding it up at your chest, 15 squats, here we go. It's just a quick break between exercises, but if you need longer, please pause the video, come back when you're ready. 5, going at the pace of your breath, exhaling up. Here's 10, and we'll count down these last 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a little break. We'll set that down, give the hands a rest. Coming into our wide goblet squats. So now we're just gonna be a little bit wider than hip width apart, weight in the same position for 15 reps. Not as much turnout as we're gonna have in the plies, but there is some turnout here. Keep that weight at your chest, here we go. Here's 5. Good, keep that chest up and back straight. Here's 10, and we'll count down the last 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Our final squat exercise will be that plie squat. You have 2 options for holding the weight. You can hold it clasped between your fingers as a vertical position or horizontally. Wide stance, more turnout than you had in that last one, and back straight. So even if you need to back right up next to a wall so that you can check your posture, go ahead and do that. Here we go, 15. Notice I'm not leaning forward at all. Spine is perpendicular to the floor. Here's 5, shoulders back. Here's 10, we'll count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and your squat sequence is done. Welcome back. We are ready to start our deadlifts, and we're starting with that traditional deadlift where we will be bending the knees to have your feet about hip width apart. You've got 1 moderate weight in each hand, shoulders back, back straight. Let's count our 15 reps. Weight in the heels. Here's 5. Try not to round your shoulders. Here's 10. 5 more to go. Last 5. Squeeze those glutes at the top. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set these down. Give your hands a little break. And next, we'll be moving in to our Romanian deadlifts or straight leg deadlifts. Now remember, just because I'm saying straight leg, that does not mean locked. We always want to keep some softness to the knees. 15 reps. Hands are in the same position, shoulders back. Here we go, hinge. So really think about pushing your hips back behind you. Always initiating from the hips on deadlifts. Exhale up. Here's 5. Here's 10. Let's get those last 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Set these weights down. Check in with your lower back. That's a lot of deadlifts. You want to make sure that the weight you choose can get you through the 15 reps with good form. If you start feeling your shoulders drop or your back round, Go lighter on the weight because that will not be safe for your lower back. We've got wide leg deadlifts next. So we're coming wider than hip width. You've got your feet parallel, so that means toes are forward, soft knees. Weights can be in front as long as you don't roll your shoulders, hinge from the hip. Weights could also be by your sides, but sometimes in this wide leg position, it feels a little more comfortable and natural to have them in front. Here's 5. Here's 10. Let's get these last 5. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Now when we come into our kickstands and our single leg deadlifts, you may want to adjust the weight that you have. We'll also be doing 10 on each side since these are single side exercises. Starting with our kickstands, right leg back, toe in line with the opposite heel. The leg that's back is bent. Other leg is flat, and that's where the weight is going. Hinge from your hip, and up for 10. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. Soft knee on that standing leg. 5 more to go. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Let's set these down. Going into single leg deadlifts. Now this is a balance exercise. The weight does help to counterbalance, but you have to find that right weight where you feel stable, but you can still get that good form. So it might be the same weight you just did for your kickstands. It might be a little less. Give it a try, 10 on each side. You're gonna start in that kickstand position. Establish that straight line, hinge from your hip. And back. Try to have the weights go straight down in line with your shoulders. Slow and controlled. Here's 5. And we have 5 more on this side. 4. 3, 2, 1. Go right into your other side. Start in that kickstand, shoulders back, establish that good posture, 10 reps. Use your breath. Exhale in the balance. Last 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Deadlifts are done. We're gonna take a break here, minute break, grab a drink of water, and we will come back here for our lunge sequence. We are ready for our lunge sequence. Because everything happens on both sides, we're gonna do 10 to 15 reps. So depending on your pace, I want you to get at least 10 on each side, no more than 15. I'll be counting 10, but if you wanna do up to 15 and you have time, that works for you. So we're gonna start with our stationary lunges. You've got a moderate weight in each hand. We'll start with the right leg back. Lift the heel, you're on the ball of your foot, and here we go. Again, I'm counting 10, let's go. Here's halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. We're just moving at the pace of your breath, so don't go too fast. Inhale down, exhale up for 10. Shoulders back. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving into our reverse lunges. If you need to swap your weights or set your weights down to give your hands a break, take a little quick break now, and then we're gonna move into reverse lunges. We'll be starting with the right leg stepping back, 10 on each side, up to 15. These will get your heart rate up, so take a few deep breaths to prepare. And here we go. Back and in for 10. Same form, 90-degree bend at the knees. Five more on this side. Try not to lean your body forward. Spine perpendicular to the floor. 3, 2, 1. Other side, just go right into it for 10. The weight in that front heel. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse lunges are done. We'll give the hands a little rest. A minute to catch your breath, so take a few deep breaths in. And we're still gonna move through 10 to 15 reps on each side for the remainder of our lunges. We've got front lunges next. If you need more time to rest, pause and come back. We're gonna step forward for 10, right leg forward. On the front lunges, it's a little easier to wanna lean forward, so just make sure that you're keeping your torso lifted. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. Last 5 front lunges. 4, 3, keep that core engaged, that's your balance. 2, 1, rest. Set one weight down. Moving into our lateral lunges. We're almost done with lower body, you got this. Stay strong. 10 lateral lunges. Remember, you can step it out or stay stationary. Here we go. Don't rush through it. Five more this way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Make sure you don't have anything on the floor to trip on. Here's 5. Count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final exercise in lower body, curtsy lunges, 10 on each side. Let's get them done. Hold that weight in that same goblet position. 10 on each side, back and at an angle. Now really make sure that you're putting most of the weight in that front leg. That will protect your back knee. 5 more. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's finish up curtsies, going the other way. Crossing the midline with that back leg. We're coming up on our last 5 right here, and that will complete lower body. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Great job, you did it. Grab some water. We'll come back here for upper body. We're gonna start with chest and shoulders. So you'll be on the bench or on your mat for chest press first. We are ready to start our upper body section. We're starting with that chest and shoulder sequence with our chest press. Now remember, in this sequence, we're going from lying down to standing up, down to up. So if you need a longer time to break or more transition time, please be safe. If you feel lightheaded at all, stop immediately the entire workout. Just take your time in those transitions. We're gonna start on your back for chest press. 15 reps. Weights at your chest, back flat. Here we go. Exhale up. That's 5. Here's 10, don't go too fast. You're staying at the pace of your breath. Inhale down, exhale up, last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the weights close to your body. If you're on the floor, just set them aside. We'll come to stand next. We'll be doing overhead press. So choosing your weight that you can press overhead for 15 reps. Soft knees, weights by your shoulders, palms forward, exhale up. Here's 5. Don't arch your back. Coming up on 10, and we're gonna count down these last 5, but they get challenging right about here. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's get this last one, and down. All right, you are back on your back on the bench or the mat. We've got our chest flies next. Always being safe, getting in and out of the positions, so keep the weights close to your body, elbows in by your sides, press it up, weights over your chest, just a slight bend in the arms, open out to the side, and together. Use your breath. Keep your back flat, pull the belly in. Coming up on 10 on the next one. And we'll count down those last 5. Inhale, open. Exhale, 5. 4, weights are over your chest, not over your face. 3, 2, last one. Bring those weights close to your body, keeping your elbows close. Come to stand. Next, we are going to do that alternating front to side raise. This is probably going to be the lightest weight you'll want in this whole sequence, since we are having straight arms and we've already done a few exercises working the shoulders. 14 total to make it even. We're going to start with the palms in facing the thighs, lifting up just to shoulder height. Exhale, inhale down. Alternating front and side. Here's 10. We just have 2 more in each direction. Front, side. Let's get 1 more in each direction. And down. Final exercise is that crush press. Maybe the same weight you had for your chest flies will be just right. Getting back on your back. And if you do this workout again, now that you know the exercises, if you want to do all the lying down ones next to each other and all the standing up ones next to each other, that is just fine as well. Weights over your chest. You keep those weights crushed together, so you're putting that inward pressure. Pull your belly in. I want your abs engaged. Bring the weights down to your chest so your elbows are coming wide, and exhale up. Keep that inward pressure. That is the main part of the exercise. 5, Here's 10. Count down the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And chest and shoulders are done. You can set these weights aside. We're gonna take a minute break. We'll come back and work back. The first exercise is a lat pull down with a band. So you'll need that resistance band with or without handles. Whatever you have is just fine. Welcome back. Let's get started with our back sequence. We'll be doing those lat pull downs with the band. You're gonna start with a big V in your hand, maybe a little slack in between your hands, and maybe not, just depending on how tight your resistance band is. You want these challenging but doable for 15 reps. We've got a V, we've got a W, up and down. So really think about leading with your elbows. Imagine you're pulling your elbows back behind you. 5. Use your breath. Watch my elbows. Angling down and back. 4 more. There's 4. 3. 2. 1. Good work. It's amazing what a resistance band can do. You can really feel that work in both directions. We're doing our lat pullovers next on the bench. You can have 2 weights side by side or 1 weight and hold it horizontally for 15 reps. Got 1. All the way down on your back. Weight over your shoulders. Arms straight. Core engaged. Here we go. You're going to exhale on the way back. Don't let your ribs pop up. The breath is so important on this exercise. If you try to inhale when you go backwards, you're definitely going to pop your ribs up. So you want to make sure you're using that breath. Here's 5. Coming up on 10. And we're gonna count down the last 5. Here we go for 5. 4. 3. 2. 1, and done. Bring the weight to your chest and come to stand. That was your lat pullover. Next we've got bent over row with the band. And then we'll finish up with single arm rows. So we want a heavy resistance band for this. If you don't have a heavy resistance band, no problem. You can make it heavy just depending on where you stand. So you want to stand closer to the handles. So a little slack in between, or a lot depending on how tight your band is. And then you can even cross it over and make an X. So that's gonna make it tight. Just give it a check and make sure it's equal on both sides. You're gonna bend your knees, lean forward, arms come out to the side and wide. Exhale up. Here's 5. the spine long. Here's 10. Here's our last 5. Exhale, inhale, don't rush through it. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Those are done. We are gonna finish up this back sequence with our single arm rows and reverse flies. So let's get our single arm rows first. If you have your bench, you can be stable on the bench with one knee and one hand on, or the other options I showed you in the warm-up. Here we go. Elbow close on this one. Don't let your shoulder drop down. Here's 5. Here's 10. You can do up to 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right, let's do it. Back flat, don't arch, don't round, just keep everything neutral. Exhale. Eight, 10. Here's our final 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done with that one. Finish these up with your band. Reverse flies. So we're focusing on squeezing the shoulder blades. We want to work those muscles between the shoulder blades. Have a little slack, hands are lower than your shoulders. Stretch it all the way across and back to center. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, return. That was 5. Coming up on 10. You got your last 5 in this sequence. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Great work on those. We've got biceps and triceps left, so grab a sip of water, meet me back here in a minute, and we'll finish up the rest of the arm work. We are starting our biceps and triceps with hammer curls. You got a moderate weight in each hand, standing, soft knees, let's go. Elbows by your sides. Coming up on 10. Right here is 10. Let's get these last 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hammer curls are done. Moving into triceps kickbacks. We are doing both arms at the same time. So you want maybe a lighter weight than what you would use if you were doing a single arm, since we don't have the body supported on a table or a bench. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Lean forward, create that nice long spine, elbows high, kick it back. Here's 5. Here's 10. We'll count down the last 5. Keep those elbows up high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Moving right into biceps curls with the palms facing up. 15 reps. Here we go. We are in the home stretch of this workout. Just this and 2 more exercises to go. Here's 5. You got your palms up, elbows in by your sides. Here's 10. Let's get those last 5 biceps curls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Overhead triceps are next. You can do this with 2 or 1 weight, depending on what equipment you're working with. If you've got 1 weight, you're gonna hold it horizontally. Get that weight up overhead, bend and extend. Elbows forward, exhale up. Coming up on 10, right here, and we'll count down these last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Our last exercise with weights for upper body, lateral biceps curls. Not too heavy on these. We're gonna finish it up. Here we go. So getting into the position, curl up, open out to the side, extend your arms. So your arms are slightly in front of your body. Keep your elbows still in space. Here's 5. Don't give up. Coming up on 10. You've got these last 5. Let's finish strong. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Amazing job. You finished with weights. We're gonna do just a quick ab section and finish with some stretching. So keep with me. Go ahead and get your weights out of the way. Grab your mat, a couple of yoga blocks if you have them, no problem if you don't, and a stretching strap, and I'll meet you right back here. Well, let's finish up with abs and stretching. We'll be doing the same ab sequence that we did in workout 1 of this week. So that's crunches, reverse crunches, side crunches and side bends. We've got 20 reps of everything. Let's finish up and move into some stretches. Come onto your back. Feet on the floor, hands behind your head, elbows wide, lower back pressed into the mat. We're gonna exhale up. Get your shoulder blades lifted, keep a little tuck of your chin. Don't pull on your neck, that's 5. Here's 10, we're halfway. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay down. Maybe roll your head from side to side, release any tension in your neck. Coming into those reverse crunches, you're just gonna prop your pelvis up a little bit so your lower back stays flat. Bring your legs up. Any amount of bend in your knees is fine. We're gonna roll the pelvis up so the feet are going up toward the ceiling. Roll down with control. Exhale up, inhale down. Try not to use momentum. Especially on the way down. Here's halfway. We've got 10 more to go. Control it down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Moving into our side crunches. We're gonna take your arms out to the side as we come into that side bend. Hands behind the head, crunch straight up, elbows wide. Exhale up. Use that breath with every rep. We've got 10 more. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, arms out to the side, come into that twist. Feels like a good stretch. And then we're gonna go right into those side crunches. Lift. Try not to pull on your neck as always. Coming up on halfway. Last 10. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Last thing, side bend. Hands can be on your sides, lifted from the mat just an inch or two. You're gonna tuck your chin, flex up. We're staying flexed up. We're gonna side bend one way on your exhale, inhale, center. Other way and center. Each one is 1. So this is 3, 4, and so on. Stay up. Ten more. 10, 9, we're almost there. 8, stretches are coming. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Take a big long stretch. Big breath in. Roll your head from side to side. Stay with me through the stretches. We want to cool down, recover, calm the nervous system. That was an intense, long workout, so we want to make sure that we bring everything back down. If you've got your blocks, Grab them now. We're gonna come into some quad and hip flexor stretches. If you don't have your blocks, no problem. If you got your blocks, hands are on the blocks. If you don't have your blocks, hands on your knee. Front knee is over the front ankle. And we're a little bit leaned forward on this one, so more of a runner's lunge position. We're gonna take the blocks to the inside of that front leg. Take the leg to the right. So this is the right leg going to the right. So you get a little bit more of an inner thigh stretch there. And if you don't have the blocks, your hands can just be on the floor. So you'll be forward a little bit more, which is okay. Come back to center. Send the hips back, coming into a little half split. Lift that heel on the front. Keep your back straight, hinge forward. And we'll switch sides, so carefully slide your right leg back, bring your left leg forward. You got a block on either side of your front foot, front knee over the front ankle. Sink the pelvis down, shoulders away from the ears. Just enjoy the stretch. Start to bring your breath back to its natural rhythm, in and out through the nose. Coming into that inner thigh stretch. You have the blocks, you're gonna bring it to the inside. Just walk your left leg to the left. Feel a little more stretch through the inner right, or inner left thigh, that is. Are your arms shaking? We did a lot of arm work. That's that endurance, working those muscles. A lot of reps. Let's get into that half split. Find that length in your spine and then hinge forward. We're gonna come into a shoulder stretch in just a moment here. So if you have the blocks, it's helpful to get a little deeper into the shoulder stretch. If you don't have the blocks, you're just gonna come into a traditional puppy pose. So that's legs together, hips high. If you don't have the blocks, your hands are just on the mat here. If you do have the blocks, we're just gonna sink down. So it's a good shoulder stretch here, bringing the head a little lower than the arms. If that feels like too much, ditch the blocks and bring your hands to the mat. Take one more deep breath here. And then we're gonna come onto your back with that stretching strap. You can set the blocks aside if you have those. You're gonna take the strap around your right foot. Keep your left leg straight. Take the strap in your left hand, so opposite hand, and then you're gonna take the leg across your body. Stretching the outer hip and glutes. Right arm out to the side. And we'll come back up through center, switch legs. If you need more stretching, you can always check out one of my yoga videos or just spend a little more time with your strap here, stretching the hamstrings. You can always use that. Big deep breaths. In and out through the nose, starting to feel recovered. And let's come back to center. You can take the strap off, make your way to your feet. We're gonna finish with a tricep stretch, so reaching your arm up overhead, just give it a little pull. Try to keep your head up, gaze forward, so we're not dropping the chin. Reaching for the middle of your back. And let's get the other side. And down. Great job today. You've completed week 12, our final week, workout 2. We've got one more workout to go. It's gonna be a fun one, so I'll see you in a couple of days for the final workout of this 12-week program. Until then, I hope you have a beautiful day.